She didn't want his mercy. She wanted his attention. One night, one choice, and a deal no wolf should ever take. This isn't a fairy tale. It's a reckoning. Subscribe, like, and turn on the bell, because this isn't just another werewolf story. It's the one they weren't supposed to tell. Now watch, and don't look away. The wind howls against the iron gates of the Alpha King's estate. The guards don't notice the shadow slipping past the walls. A frail Omega wrapped in a torn cloak, her bare feet cut and bleeding from the forest floor. She's running on fear and hope, clutching a small pouch of herbs that won't be enough to save her brother. Before she can reach the main hall, she's seized. A rough hand yanks her back, a blade flashes against her neck, and the scent of iron fills the air. The guards drag her through corridors of stone lit by flickering torches, her knees scraping the ground. The throne room is silent when she's thrown to the floor. The Alpha King sits above her, cold, unreadable, carved in authority. His voice cuts through the tension like a blade. Who dares enter my house without scent or rank? She tries to speak, but her throat trembles. My brother. He's dying. I only ask for medicine. The guards laugh, but the king doesn't. He rises slowly, each step echoing, heavy, deliberate. His presence alone feels like punishment. He circles her, not with lust, but curiosity. Something about her scent scratches at a memory he thought long buried. You smell like a mistake I buried years ago, he murmurs. And mistakes don't walk in here and leave alive. Her breath shivers. Then let me trade my life for his. He stops behind her, close enough that the heat of his power makes her pulse race. A trade? He says quietly. One night. For one life. The guards go still. The air thickens. She doesn't look up. If that's the price, she whispers, I'll pay it. The king studies her, expression unreadable, then turns away. Take her to the west wing. Chains clink, doors open. The sound of her heartbeat fills the silence as the massive doors shut behind her. The last shot, her trembling hand pressed to the cold wall, whispering to herself, I accept. The chamber is quiet, but tension hangs thick enough to taste. The king's hand hovers midair, still trembling from where her skin met his. The scent lingers, a ghost from a past he buried with his own claws. He paces in silence, trying to steady his breathing. The guards wait outside, unaware that something inside their ruler has cracked. The Omega stands by the wall, her wrists marked from the chains, watching him like a trapped animal that knows one wrong breath could cost her life. Speak, he says at last, his tone sharp enough to cut stone. Who told you to wear her scent? She blinks, confused. I don't know what you mean. Don't lie to me. His voice deepens, the growl beneath it barely restrained. You think I don't remember? That scent? I could find it in a storm, in a war, in death itself. Her voice trembles but doesn't break. Maybe you're mistaken. That single word, maybe, snaps his patience. In one motion he closes the space between them, slamming his palm against the wall beside her head. The candles flicker under the force of his power. The sound of his breathing fills the room, harsh, uneven. You smell like her, he growls. You move like her, even your eyes. He stops mid-sentence. The flicker of moonlight catches her irises, the same shade, the same impossible gleam. For a second he sees her, the one who died whispering his name. He steps back, shaken. No one has ever survived that bloodline. Not since the war. Unless... He doesn't finish the thought. He grips her chin roughly, forcing her to meet his eyes. Tell me who you are. Before she can answer, a spark of pain shoots through her wrist. Blood seeps where his claws grazed her, not red but silver. The glow spreads fast, tracing the veins up her arm like lightning. Her breath catches. His eyes widen. No, he mutters. It's impossible. The light pulses brighter. Her knees buckle. The king catches her before she falls, but the contact burns him, not with fire, but memory. A battlefield, a scream, a promise broken under a blood moon. He lets her go as if she's poison. She crumples to the ground, gasping, the silver veins dimming back into her skin. The room smells of rain and old magic. He turns away, voice low. Guards. When they enter, he doesn't look at them. No one touches her. No one speaks to her. If she tries to run, she dies. He walks out, his cloak sweeping through the door. For a heartbeat, she thinks she sees his hand tremble before it disappears into the dark corridor. The door slams shut and she's left alone, shaking, staring at the faint silver stain on her hand. Outside, thunder rolls over the kingdom. Inside, the Alpha King whispers to himself, she shouldn't exist. The night drags on like a blade scraping stone. The Omega wakes to the sound of chains unfastening and boots echoing against marble. Guards lead her through a long corridor, past torches that burn blue instead of gold. The air grows colder with every step. At the end of the passage, the Alpha King waits. No throne, no crown. Just him, standing before a heavy door carved with ancient runes. His expression is unreadable. You wanted to prove you came here on your own, he says quietly. Then you'll prove you deserve to leave alive. The door opens. Inside, darkness breathes. He doesn't touch her, doesn't shout. He only watches as the first trial begins, the trial of silence. The chamber seals itself, stripping away all sound, even the sound of her heartbeat. Illusions rise from the shadows, faces she recognizes. Her brother calling for help, her mother begging her to run, the king himself turning his back. She clutches her head, fighting the pull of madness. But she doesn't scream. She holds her ground. When the chamber light returns, the king is still there, watching through the barrier. His face gives nothing away. Next, he commands. 2 guards drag in a bowl filled with water dark as ink. He nods. Trial of reflection. She's told to look into it and face what she fears most. The surface shifts. She sees herself, bloodied and feral, eyes glowing silver. The image whispers, "You were never meant to survive." Her breath quickens, but she forces herself to reach into the water. The reflection shatters, the bowl cracks, and the dark liquid spills over her feet, vanishing like smoke. The king's jaw tightens. Again. Hours pass. Pain, exhaustion, and confusion blur together. Chains pull her arms apart. She's tested with blades, with questions, with truth laced in cruelty. Yet every time she falls, she rises again. Finally, the king steps forward. His tone drops low, steady, final. Last trial. Drink. He cuts his palm open with a claw. Blood drips, glowing faintly in the torchlight. Royal, ancient, and forbidden. Drink it, he says, or die here. She hesitates. Every instinct tells her this isn't mercy. It's something worse. But she meets his eyes and whispers, "You want to know who I am? Then find out." She takes his hand and drinks. The moment the blood touches her tongue, her body convulses. The mark on her skin ignites with light. The king steps back, startled, as the air crackles with raw energy. Her pulse races, then stops. She collapses in his arms, limp, her heartbeat gone. The silver veins crawl up her neck, spreading fast. The king feels his strength flicker, his vision darkening at the edges. His power, his aura, drains, pulled toward her lifeless form. He grips her shoulders, shouting, "What did you do?" But there's no answer. The glow in her veins flashes once more, then everything goes still. Silence. The torches extinguish themselves one by one until only the faint light from her body remains. The king kneels beside her, eyes wide, breath trembling for the first time in years. Her chest doesn't move. Her skin shines like frozen moonlight. And then, her fingers twitch. The king stares at her body, unmoving, still glowing faintly beneath the ruined torchlight. The silence is unbearable. Then, without warning, her back arches. The glow surges brighter. silver and gold threads of light tearing through her veins like fire. He stumbles backward as the floor beneath her cracks, sending a shockwave that rattles the ancient stones. Her scream splits the air, not of pain, but of power being forced through mortal skin. Guards rush in. The king raises a hand to stop them, but it's too late. They see it. The light fades just enough to reveal the mark burning across her collarbone, the royal crest, a circle of fangs around a rising moon. The mark only appears on a chosen mate of the royal bloodline, and now it's carved into a girl who should have been nothing more than an off-grid Omega. Gasps ripple through the room. One of the younger guards whispers, "That's the king's seal." The king's expression hardens. In one motion, he seizes the guard by the throat and hurls him aside. "You saw nothing." His voice booms through the hall. "She's no mate. She's cursed." But the mark won't vanish. Even as he covers it with his cloak, the faint glow pulses through the fabric, beating in rhythm with his own heart. She collapses again, unconscious, her breathing shallow. He calls for his beta, Rowan, his most trusted wolf. Rowan kneels, inspecting her, his expression unreadable. "Her pulse mirrors yours," Rowan says quietly. "Whatever bond this is, it's not witchcraft." The king's jaw tightens. Then it's manipulation. A trick. Rowan looks at him, voice low but steady. "A trick wouldn't drain your strength. Look at your hand." The king glances down. His veins shimmer faintly silver, the same color as hers. His aura, his dominance, feels thinner, weaker. It's as if part of him is being drawn into her even now. "She shouldn't exist," he mutters. Rowan stands. And yet she does. "If she dies, so do you." The words hang heavy in the air. For a moment, even the guards don't breathe. The king turns sharply toward them. "Take her to the tower, bind her, seal the door. No one approaches without my command." The guards obey, dragging her limp body down the corridor. The faint trail of silver blood glows along the floor behind her, like a warning the castle itself can read. When the doors close, Rowan steps closer. "If you call her a witch, the council will demand execution. You'll doom yourself too." The king's eyes burn like coals. Then they'll never know. Outside, thunder splits the night sky. Inside, he stands alone in the darkness, staring at the faint shimmer on his hand, the proof that his fate and hers are now one. He whispers under his breath, almost a confession. "What have you done to me?" The storm outside has not stopped since the night she woke. Lightning flickers across the tower walls, carving her silhouette against the stone. Chains bind her wrists, but the mark on her chest glows faintly with every thunderclap, pulsing, alive, as if calling to something inside the castle itself. When the guards change shift, the air trembles. The iron shackles soften, melt away into silver dust. She gasps, staring at her hands, free for the first time. The mark pulses brighter. A whisper echoes faintly in her mind. "Run." She moves without thinking. Her bare feet hit the cold floor, her breath fogging in the damp air. Each corner of the corridor twists into shadow. The castle feels different now, awake. Torches flicker out as she passes, like the walls themselves want to hide her. The alarm sounds moments later. Steel boots thunder across the halls. "The witch has escaped!" Voices shout. Bells ring, wards hum to life. Ancient enchantments sealing corridors, shifting doors, turning the palace into a labyrinth. But she's fast. Faster than she should be. Her senses sharpen. The scent of fear, the echo of footsteps, the faint heartbeat of the king somewhere far below. The connection between them burns. Meanwhile, in the throne hall, the king stands over the war map. His beta kneels beside him. "She's gone, my lord." His claws dig into the wood. "Seal every passage, I'll find her myself." He doesn't send the guards. He doesn't trust them. He wants to look into her eyes when he catches her, to see if she's the same ghost that haunts him in sleep. The chase begins. The Omega slips through the servants' quarters, into the old wing where no one goes. Dust dances in the moonlight pouring through shattered windows. The walls whisper names she doesn't know. Her reflection flashes in an old mirror, then shifts. She sees her, another woman with her face standing in a field of fire, the same crest blazing across her chest. She stumbles back. The vision fades, but the voice lingers. He was never your enemy. A door slams behind her. The king stands in the doorway, drenched from the storm, eyes burning like a wolf ready to kill or to remember. "Do you know what you've done?" he says. She steadies herself. "I don't even know who I am." His growl fills the hall. "Then I'll remind you." He steps forward, and for a heartbeat everything shifts. The walls dissolve, the air thickens, and he's no longer in his palace. He's standing in a burning field. Soldiers screaming, the same woman turning to him with betrayal in her eyes. Her voice echoes through his mind. "You'll kneel to her, just as the prophecy warned." He snaps back to the present, panting. She's staring at him, terrified but defiant. The flames fade, replaced by thunder outside the window. "What did you just do to me?" he demands. She shakes her head. "I saw it too." For a moment, neither moves. The connection between them hums like a living thing. Then the guards burst in. The king spins, his aura surging to hide his weakness. "Take her to the lower crypts," he orders coldly. "No light, no sound, no exit." The guards hesitate, uneasy. No one has been sent there since the war ended. She's dragged away, but as she's pulled through the hall, she sees him watching. His eyes not of hatred this time, but fear. He turns his back before the feeling can show. When the doors close behind her, thunder rolls again, and the mark beneath her skin glows once more, stronger, brighter, defiant. Somewhere deep within the castle, the old prophecy awakens. The Alpha King will kneel to the Omega Reborn. The crypts reek of damp stone and cold ash. Chains hum faintly where she lies, half-conscious, her skin glowing with that same silver pulse. Each beat of her heart sends sparks crawling up the walls, like the castle itself remembers her name. Above, the moon shifts color. Red seeps through its light until the entire sky bleeds. The soldiers whisper that the blood moon has returned, the omen that once destroyed the royal line. The king storms into the crypt before they can stop him. His cloak trails behind, soaked in rain and fury. When he reaches her cell, she's sitting upright, staring straight ahead, as though she's been waiting. "You shouldn't have come," she says quietly. Her voice is different. Older, layered, carrying something that doesn't belong to her. He doesn't respond. His hand trembles when he unlocks the gate, but he steps inside anyway. The bond between them hums, visible now as faint red light curling in the air. "Tell me who you are," he says. She meets his eyes. For a moment, they both freeze. A rush of images floods her. Battlefields, vows under moonlight, blood on his hands, her own voice screaming his name as flames swallowed the sky. She gasps, clutching her head. "I remember dying." He steps back. "No, she's gone. You can't be." "I was her." Her voice breaks, but it's certain. "And you were the one who let me burn." Lightning explodes outside. The bond between them surges like a living current. His knees buckle under the force of it, his blood answering hers. For every breath she takes, his body mirrors it. The truth strikes him cold. If she dies, his heart stops with hers. Rowan, his beta, bursts into the room. "My lord, the council has voted. The witch must burn before dawn." The king doesn't look at him. His eyes stay fixed on her, as though the rest of the world has vanished. "You can't touch her," he growls. "She carries my mark." Rowan hesitates. "And your mark condemns her. The elders say the bond is cursed, born of forbidden resurrection magic. If you protect her, they'll call you tainted." The king's claws extend, slicing through the lock. "Then let them." The walls tremble as he lifts her to her feet. Her skin burns like frost fire against his palms, but he doesn't let go. Outside, the palace bells toll again, echoing across the storm. "Why would they bring you back?" he murmurs. "Why now?" She looks at him, eyes glowing faintly silver red. Because the curse never ended. It only changed its face. The sound of soldiers grows louder. The council approaches with torches, their chants filling the corridors. The king pulls her closer, his voice a whisper against the chaos. "If I run, they'll call me traitor. If I stay, they'll burn you." She smiles faintly, exhausted. "Then make them kneel first." He stares at her, torn between rage and something far deeper, something he thought had died with her long ago. Then he turns toward the door. His voice shifts into the command tone that once made kingdoms tremble. "Let them come." The torches flicker. The moon turns blood red overhead, and as the first council guard steps through the archway, the king's aura erupts, raw, violent, ancient. The chains melt from the walls, the crest on her skin burns brighter, and the prophecy stirs again. The courtyard burns. Fire climbs the marble pillars like hungry vines, painting the night in gold and smoke. The blood council stands before the pyre, their crimson cloaks flapping like wings. In the center, bound by chains that shimmer with enchantment, the Omega kneels, head bowed, breath shallow. The king stands at the edge of the crowd. His soldiers await his order, torn between loyalty and fear. The council's high elder raises his staff. For crimes of witchcraft, manipulation, and blasphemy against the moon, she is to burn at dawn. The crowd murmurs. The king's jaw tightens. He feels her heartbeat through the bond, faint but defiant, pulsing inside his chest like a... The palace lies in ruins. Smoke rises into a blood-red sky where the moon hangs swollen, trembling, ready to break. The air hums with leftover power, heavy enough to bend steel. The king stands at the center of the courtyard, armor shattered, blood mixing with rain. The Omega kneels before him, hands glowing as silver veins spread through the ground like roots, seeking an answer. Every breath she takes hurts. Every breath he takes echoes through her chest. The bond between them has become a living thing, hungry, unstable, ancient. Rowan watches from the shattered gate, whispering a warning. If you try to merge, the curse could consume you both. The king doesn't turn. His eyes stay on her, steady, fierce. It already has. She raises her head, tears cutting through the soot on her cheeks. The power, it wants a balance, one life for another. He steps closer, the storm flashing behind him. Then let it take mine. The air splits open. The moonlight lashes the ground, burning symbols into the stone, runes older than the kingdom itself. The prophecy is awakening, rewriting itself through them. She tries to stand, but her body trembles, the energy too strong to contain. If we do this, we don't come back. His hand finds her face, rough and trembling. If I die inside you. Their foreheads touch. The world stops. The moonlight ignites into a column of pure white, swallowing them whole. The wind roars, lifting debris, tearing banners from walls. The mark on her chest flares brighter than fire. His crest mirrors it on his palm. Their blood unites, spinning through the air in a spiral of light and shadow. For a moment, every wolf in the realm feels it, the heartbeat of two souls fusing, rewriting the curse that chained them all. Then, silence. The column collapses inward. The courtyard glows faintly, ash floating like snow. The king's armor lies cracked and empty. The Omega stands in the center, hair silvered, eyes no longer afraid. She exhales once, steady, powerful. Around her, the ruins begin to breathe again. The sky clears. The crimson fades. Her voice drifts softly through the stillness. The night he claimed me was the night I became the Alpha. A final pulse of moonlight sweeps through the land, gentle, cleansing. The crest on her skin settles into gold, the mark of a new bloodline. She turns toward the horizon as dawn breaks over the shattered kingdom.